We were just told by police that the suspect, Jerome Uzzle, is dead after being shot in that shootout with police. Police say that he was shot by another officer as well as the officer that was inside the car with a civilian who was doing a ride-along at the time. We know that Officer Stewart, who was inside the car, was injured, and the civilian who was riding along in the car was also shot, and they're still undergoing surgeries right now, but they are still alive. Police say they were ambushed by the suspect, who approached the car from a blind spot and then started firing multiple shots inside of the car. Police say Uzzle came to the vehicle and just started firing, and at that point, that's when the officer inside of the car was able to return fire, and another officer was also able to return fire at the scene, and Uzzle was taken down. Now, here's what we know so far. We know that this all started from a domestic violence incident. Police say Uzzle shot and killed his wife at a Circle K around 3:30 Saturday afternoon. About 2 hours after that, officers found the suspect's car nearby at an apartment complex. Police surrounded the area, and the murder suspect began shooting at the officers and the civilians. Police say the suspect shot the officer and the person who was interested in becoming a police officer that was riding along. We know that person's name is Macy. That's when police fired back at the suspect, and he was taken down. And what we have heard from police today is that the officers were very brave in the situation, and that both of the victims right now are recovering. And listen to what Police Chief Drew had to say about when they first spoke to them after the shooting.
They were both in good spirits, and what impresses me the most is they both had the same comment. Officer Stewart asked how Macy was as soon as we saw him, and Macy, who was doing a ride-along with this department, her first question was, how is Officer Stewart? They're both heroes, both fighters. They're both in good spirits.
He says they are both heroes, and they are continuing to work and look into why this happened. We do not know the motive right now, but we do know that domestic violence continues to be an issue for Newport News that they are working to tackle. We also know that the police chief says that he's looking into the policies of ride-alongs. He says that this is not something that is usually dangerous for people who want to become officers, but in this case it was, and we'll have more information as we find out exactly what happened on Saturday. Live in Newport News, Kofu Lasaki, News 3.